Welcome everybody back to Chop It Up with Soops. This is a great interview today. I have a special guest. This dude is the Midwest everything, wave guy, all types of stuff. He got so many nicknames. He's got it's a list of things. It's like a huge list of things, and we will go over it with this interview. But I have Big Heff with me today.
So
Super excited.
what's popping with you?
Man, this is my intro. I messed the intro because I had so much. I got so much, but it's like you the co-founder of the Ohio Hip Hop, the Nerve DJs VP,
Yeah.
Capital Structure Entertainment. I mean, you got so much stuff. It's so much to list, and you deserve it. Like you got so many awards, so many plaques. You discover so many artists. So I truly appreciate you taking this time out with me and coming, stopping through. Appreciate
I,
this.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time coming. I've been watching you grind from you being a part of the radio show at one time and then starting your own and being a curator of music. So salute to you. Let's get it on, man. What kind
Uh,
of questions you throwing at me today?
my question for you is, like I said, you've worn a lot of hats. You've done a whole lot of things in the industry, and based on this everything, what was the moment that you realized that music was important to you?
Man, the moment I realized it for me is when I was a teenager, probably in like elementary, going into high school, when music was really a part of my everyday, like everything that I really did. Like if I played sports, I was really quoting whatever lyrics. Whenever I was walking through the hall, headphones on, going to school, headphones on, in the room, headphones on. And then I was always thirsty to find new music, like who was the hottest new artist, who was the hottest, what was the hottest project that was out. And then it didn't make a difference what region it was from. It was the East
Right.
Coast, or if it was the South, or if it was the West Coast. Like I was all about it, and then I would share that information with my friends. And once I start, uh, it was kind of like me finding my tribe. And then like it just became a part of everything that I did, and I just remember distinctly walking down the hall in school and saying to myself that I was going to be a part of the music industry.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, so just going from for you. So, when out of high school, did you go straight into music, or what was that path like?
Um, High school, we was doing like the talent shows and stuff at high school, and then of course we was going to like the teen dance clubs and stuff like that, and just meeting people that was from different areas, different surroundings, and all that kind of stuff. And then I want to say, like, of course, your parents teach you to. Well, my mom always told me to dream big, and that's kind of like the method that I always followed. But of course, my dad was like, go to college, get a job, take care of your family. You know what you have to do as a man.
Right,
And those was kind of the things that I kind of stuck to because I always want to be the head of my household and I want to do things my way.
right.
Kind of his motto. And then uh, I think who was I doing, man? I worked at a bank and then I worked at a rental car spot, and that was my life. But in the meantime, while I'm working there, I'm always jotting down stuff and writing down stuff. And then I was like, yo, let's go to the studio. And like I got with my friends from high school and we out a project. And once we put out that project, it got good feedback. It got good recommendation. And then um, from there, I started getting phone calls because the project did so good. It was like, all right, let's go to New York. Let's see if we can get a record deal. And then the phone started coming like, hey, whoever did that marketing and promotions on that project, like, we want to talk with you. And I was like, what? And then, so that was kind of on the business side, that was my intro into the industry. And then my guy D Train, he was from LA. One day I was working a job and he told me like, hey, if you ever do music, man, and you doing it with from your heart, it'll take care of you. And I didn't understand it at the time. And he was like, if you do it, like if you work and you work like you work in this job, then it will make sure your bills get taken care of. And that was kind of like my motto of like my head. I heard, quit your job, do music.
and
I really walked out of my on lunch break, and I never came back.
and then that's when landslide happened.
Uh, Lance,
Landspeed. I'm sorry,
yeah. So Lance
Landspeed.
was like my guy Mike Moves had called me, and he was, like reaching out, and he gave me my first uh market promotions job, and that ended up leading me to working at Koch Records. So there was like, just talking to the guys that helped run that label. I was always bringing like new talent. Like, hey, you should sign this guy named Mike Jones. Hey, you should sign this guy named Slim Thug. Hey, you should sign this guy from the East Coast. And it was all just based on my ears from the mixtape scene. Like, hey, these are some of the guys that I think that's putting out dope music, and they're like I feel like they're gonna be next to blow. And then, of course, some of them went on to be platinum and gold artists. And
Right.
there was my stripes of, hey, I missed out on this one. Who you think next? And I start picking some winners.
So how often do you just look back from the land speed to capital structure entertainment? Like how often do you look at that and just be like, damn, like I did that?
Um, I haven't just yet, but I know it's coming soon. Like it's gonna be a reflection day. Like I try to stay in the now moment, and what I told people was, like every lesson or every situation taught me to be prepared for right now. So at first, like, when you go through like COVID and this transition, you think about like, man, can I still do it? Or have I outgrown this situation? Do you want to try to do something different in life or whatever? And I'm like, music is me. Like that's all I believe in. That's all I pump. Like that, like that's just me. It's a part of my life. It's part of my nature. The way I get up, I dress, I move around. And it's allowed me to see the world, and bring my vision to the next generation and the next generation of artists. So uh man, I still take a lot of the indie things that I was taught doing Landspeed and then working at Shady and working at Koch, and I still apply them to what I'm doing to this day, because making a hot artist or making a hot song is still, you still have to have that foundation to do it.
And so with that, what was one of the biggest lessons that you had to learn the hard way?
Man, one of the biggest lessons I had to learn was under promise, over deliver. A lot of people talk really big about what they can do and what they can do. And I was really just taught to, hey man, just say what you can do. And then if you know that you can do more, just really go over that for the client, the customer, for the artist. So I might say I can only do a couple different cities, but I really got the whole nation, or I got the whole region. So you might say like I got Cleveland and I got Columbus, or got Cleveland and Akron, but I got 30 some markets underneath my belt, and I can make things happen in that way. And so that's just over delivering on what I said I could do.
Gotcha, gotcha. I picked up on that. Just being around you, I picked up on some of those things. Like I I didn't give you your flowers in the beginning either. Like I gotta thank you. You and Should are some of the most important people because like you gave me an opportunity. Like Should gave me the opportunity by inviting me and then putting me in, and then you allowing me to be a part of the Big Heff show, behind the scenes and stuff like that. Like that, you gave me an incredible opportunity, just to be a part of that, of all of that, which led me to being able to do this. So I can't thank you enough.
No, I appreciate that, bro. Like I feel like a couple years ago we celebrated the 10-year anniversary, and I wanted to celebrate with everybody, either behind the scenes or that was a part of the show that made it possible to even get to 10 years. And that's, like me being able to uh bring down my ego to let other people shine, and then uh, sing their thought process and how they would approach either talking to an artist and and then just growing as a personality, as a media outlet as well. So Suge went on to do his show, and John and Vanity, and and then now another generation. So Crisis has went on to do his show, and so it's really great to see, like, being a platform just for like the younger generation to be a part of and to grow from.
Yeah, because you put me on the spot one day. Nobody, I don't think Vanity or Suge was there, and it was an interview with KG, and he was like, "Yo, do this interview," and I I never did anything. He was like, "Yo, just do this interview," and I was so nervous, and I was like, "No, I can't." And he was like, "Man, you got this, you got this," and then I ended up killing it. I was like, "Oh, this is like," I saved the interview lightweight because he was asked to rap, and he's not a rapper, and I was able to bring it
Yeah,
back. But it was just being in y'all presence, like just seeing how y'all did interviews and different things like that. And I was just taking from y'all, and I was like, okay, cool, like I can do this. And you gave me confidence to do it, so like I was started interviewing people after that.
no, it's a great, like I said, bro. It's a great feeling to just, especially back then, like that that era was the who's who of what's happening right now in music. So no matter if it was like Vince Staples or if it was Cash or Icewear Vezo, Lil Baby, all of these guys, it's like what's happening right now in music. So
Right.
um, just being at
Even
the forefront.
Glasses Malone.
Yeah, Glasses Malone and Post Malone and all these guys, bro. Like, it's just, like I said, I appreciate it. Like, and I think that's one of the reasons why I keep the radio show going so much is that um, no matter if it's in podcast form or radio format, that it provides opportunity for the newer artists who don't get those essential looks, and newer media outlets that don't get those essential looks to
Right.
be a culture.
So I now since we talked a little bit about artists, I got a question.
Okay.
Do you feel today's artists are more empowered or more overwhelmed?
Um, Kind of seeing it from the back, behind the scenes, where I see I see it both ways, right? I
Mm,
see um, artists are empowered because they have a lot of more options on how and where to release music at,
right.
and then I see them a little bit more timid because everybody's in the instant results situation or instant result game, and that can either make or break their career.
Gotcha.
So that part is a little bit hard to balance, but I feel like if you have the right team around you and if you have the right structure, then you have a system on the way that you want to release the music. You have a catered demo, a fan base that you want to cater to, and
Right.
then the other things that you might do media wise or marketing wise might bring in a new demo of fans or of engagement for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now, other question is artist related also.
Mhm.
Do you feel like okay, what separates an artist who's talented from who's actually ready for the business? So like, how do you
I
maneuver
think,
that?
well, one is it's the ability to listen and uh, kind of structure and format the things that you might have in your head or the songs that you might have created into something that's relatable to the public. At the end of the day,
Okay.
we're all servants, or we're in the public, you know, happiness business, I guess, for better lack of better words. I think that one of the things that a great artist, the consistency of a great artist creates a superstar. But I believe that's the structure and having a great team around it. Like, I'm a big team player, so having a great team, being to communicate those ideas and what you want to do,
Right.
uh, that it could timeline and outline a marketing plan. I think, like that's the great stuff that makes a great artist. And then the consistency and then engaging with the fans is what's going to mean the most to an artist in their career.
So I struggle. Like I couldn't. I don't think I could. I can't do what you do because I struggle. Like if it's the music is important to me. I don't care about nothing else. Like if the music sounds good and it's important, like that's all that matters to me. But I also understand like it's a likable thing. It's you got to sell the music and it's stuff like all of that goes into all of that. But to
But
me, it's just
you got to
music.
think, bro, like um, the music is important because you can't do all the other factors without the music.
True.
Now, once you got dope music, like you got to remember, I'm a creator first. So creating music is ground zero. Like, but
Right.
then taking that, like I've became so thorough in what I do that it's not just marketing and promotion. It's all right, let's go into the studio and create. So let me get the right producers that can get this sound together, one, and then let me either get the right writers or hook writers or whatever
Mhm.
around. So they can help you shape this vision that you might have or shape this story that you want to tell through this song. Now I have to take that music, that component or that piece of music, and I got to figure out a way to tell that to the rest of the world where that makes sense to them and make them relate to it. So now I have to get with the marketing team. That way I have to get with um, the right digital team and like we're in a content driven business now. So now everything's a little bit, um, for like it's sped up at the end of the
Right.
day. Now we got
So
to get like an album and an EP. So if Drake's doing two albums a year, then what does every other independent artist think they have to do?
2 hours a year. Yeah.
He's setting a standard like, hey, I'm delivering uh, 18 to 20 pieces of work into, you know,
Right.
everybody's phone every year. And there's a reason why I'm the top streaming artist in the world. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
look uh 15 to 18 years of consistency, bro. Like think about it.
And some of the stuff that you're talking about is also explained and making it in the Midwest, correct?
Yeah, so my
And
first
that this is the book. Shout out to Essence.
yeah. So my first book was Making It in the Midwest. Me and Essence wrote it. It took a long time for us to write it because it was
Right.
so many thoughts. And man, that was my first book. I became an author. And like I really wrote it because I wanted to do a good how-to guide. At that time, it was 2017. I wanted to do a how-to guide on the success stories that I had seen
Right.
and how artists can uh, implement those into their projects or their thought process of when they're creating their projects.
So do you feel like A&R is missing in today's music right now? Because like
No,
what you explained earlier is you're an A&R, but
yeah.
there's not too many A&Rs left.
Well, like I feel like as you grow through the music industry, um, I feel like as you grow through the music industry, you kind of move through different levels, right?
Right.
So from A&R to artist development to marketing and promotions, and then you reach where you're a music executive.
Right.
Um, so I feel like you know the music is definitely one of the most important things, but I feel like storytelling is just as important as the music.
Gotcha.
Always. Now, like um, we sell stories instead of just selling music right now. You know what I'm saying? Or we're selling content. So, we have to take that into account on how we're releasing this music and how we're rolling it out, that we're keeping the artist engaged, we're keeping their fan base engaged, and we're delivering the right messaging of what the artist wants to the public. And that synergy and that alignment has to make sense, or else a lot of things get lost in the sauce.
Thanks. I understand that. So, all right, what as of right now, what are you most excited about, as far as your artists and projects, and also like the future? What do you have? What are you most excited about?
Uh, what I'm most excited about right now, I am excited about a lot. So I'm excited about my new book for the record playbook. I'm excited. That's my third book. I'm excited about being in the tech space right now. Uh,
Yep.
I'm excited about creating new music, signing new artists, and I'm I'm really excited about just reviving like the Ohio music scene. Like I feel like it's been um, it's been looked over for so many years, but now I
Hmm.
feel um, a lot of things are coming together, whether it be like Machine Gun Kelly Day, or Doughboy doing live streams and looking for artists and giving artists opportunities and features.
Right.
Um, I'm excited about writing sessions and producer meetings and pub deals and all that good stuff that'll help revitalize the economy of our music scene.
All right, that's what's up. So I also wanted to also let people know too, like it's not just about music with you. Also, like you are community based. You
Yeah,
do a lot of things for the kids. You
yeah.
do a lot of things for just up and coming people in the community and different things like that. Just what are some of the things that you do community wise?
Uh, every Christmas, man, we give away a lot of toys, a lot of toys. Uh, Thanksgiving, we do a toy giveaway. I mean, a turkey giveaway. Uh, Man, and then we're all, like I'm always trying to tie into like co-giveaways and just things for our community, and then just even going to speak to the kids just about career pathways and workforce development. And like, like as I've matured, like I've always wanted to give back. So even 2011, 2012, I was doing like stop the violence rallies at high schools and so forth, just to show kids like, hey, here's a hosting job, here's a producer job, here's a camera person job. Like these are all things that you can do as far as being a part of the music industry, and you don't always have to rap. But if you want to rap, then here's some studio time or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I really just try to engage in the community and just help some people out, man. That's been a big part of me. And I always said like, you know, the further I got, the more I would give, and I wanted to stay consistent with like giving back to my community for sure.
And so, what is one of the most proudest moments of your career so far?
One of the proudest moments, I think industry wise, man, it's always gonna say, you know, I started a label, you know, uh, signed DJ Ryan Wolf. He was, I wanted to start with a DJ because my career started off with DJs.
Hmm.
And first female artist that I signed was named Ty Bree, and she
Hmm.
first female rap artist to do a major record deal. So that was like a proud moment. Another proud moment probably would be the street naming, being a part of the street naming for Bone Thugs and Harmony on East 99th in St. Clair, helping
Yeah, that
push
was dope.
forward. And then, the other part is, community wise, is being a founder of the Ohio Hip Hop Awards and starting something that united the music community in our area. So I think we were the first statewide hip hop award show.
Yep.
Uh, I think we were the first statewide hip hop award show, and that really those type of things really mean a lot to me as far as creating a platform or creating a pathway for like our entertainment scene.
Yeah, that's uh I got a chance to go. I forgot which one I got a chance to go to, but it was an incredible experience for the Ohio Hip Hop Awards. And it was just like seeing that and knowing that you was a part of it, and it was just like, man,
Yeah,
I got a chance to experience so much history with y'all, like meeting Johnny O for the first time, meeting you for the first time.
Yeah.
Suge, and then just meeting all these different types of artists and different things like that. Um, I don't think you get enough flowers from Ohio. Like I think you should, but um, I just this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the interviews, is so I can make sure you're getting your flowers, because I don't think people really understand what you do and how important you are to the music scene in Ohio.
No, like like we wanted to just make an opportunity and a pathway for our artists at the same time. Like like I look up to Gerald Levert. I always said like, hey, this is the guy like I want to be like, because he gave opportunity to artists from our area.
Right.
So I wanted, like whatever I could do to help, no matter if it was Bone or Ray Cash or Ray Jr. or Ty Bree or YFL Kelvin. Like 55 bags, all the guys like I really just wanted to support their career. And in terms of like of course I've done things outside the area, but even like Skylar Blast from Cincinnati, and there's a couple
Right.
people from Columbus, Doobie, and like I've always just wanted to help people out of our community, see them take their careers to the next level, and they try to get an opportunity to take their careers to the next level. So that's been an important part of me. And like I have fun doing it, man. I meet a lot of great people, and I'm looking forward to this next challenge of um, creating some new opportunities for the next generation.
And I truly appreciate you coming through and just sharing that knowledge. Just for all of the artists, how can people get in contact with you?
Man, just hit me up on social media, man. Instagram is Big Heff Midwest Fresh. I believe in the Midwest real crazy. Uh, you know, I can always email or hit you up or whatever, like I try to stay you know, accessible to everybody. So uh
Right.
Mike, I really thought you was gonna ask me some harder questions than this. I ain't gonna lie.
Which,
Just saying, I thought we talk some hip
look,
hop stuff.
I mean, I was, but I was like, I'll do it on the next go around. But I mean, like, I
It's
did.
cool.
Okay, so I wanted to ask
You
my.
gave, listen,
It's been some years now.
you gave
Is
me the like I've been asked these questions like 10.
so all right. So look, all right. It's been some years now.
Okay.
All right. Can you admit that I was right about designer?
I don't know. Timmy Turner was still a high rep. And Panda went diamond, bro. I don't know.
But I was right about Rhapsody though. I said Rhapsody is gonna be around longer.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We'll talk about.
so
But
I
my craziest story was I think we was at Atlanta BET Hip Hop Awards, right? So I think it was like a Rock Nation Women Empowerment dinner or something
yeah.
like that. Me and my friends we decided to crash it. And I didn't know it was a women empowerment dinner. So all my yo, just meet me over here. So I get there. I'm not dressed. I'm dressed in a jogging suit, and everybody's dressed up formally. I think Candy Burris was hosting it.
Oh,
Like a lot of celebrities, and then like I think this, I believe Casanova was out, and he walked into the room, gave all the women roses before the event started, and then here's me, no gifts. I, I said, yeah, let me go out to the bar. Hold on, I'll be back in a second. And I just had to leave out of the building. But shout to Rhapsody. She's really dope. And it was a dinner like in honor of her and what she's accomplishing and pushing like the women's movement forward.
yeah.
I always wanted to play like a big part of helping the like in the 2016-17 era, like age where female rap wasn't as big. I feel like, kind of helped push the culture forward on that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I wasn't as big, or I'm not as big, but I feel like I was a fan of a lot of women artists for a long time. Like back in 2014, 2013, like I was a fan of all these people. So like,
For sure.
um, I when I hear you talk about like how you was a fan of music in your ear and stuff, I'm
Yeah,
starting to think about like me. Like I'm I get hip to a lot of music early too. So
yeah.
it's like I've always wanted to. I kind of want to know like how to get into that position to be able to do some of the same things that you doing.
I think it's just really like for me, it was always about taking chances, right? So I grew up in the mixtape era, like Who Kid and Clue and Mick Boogie and G
Mm-hmm.
Spot. Big Fingers used to always just give me tons and tons of, and then that led into me putting together mixtapes with some of my favorite DJs or and like I said, just discovering talent. So I was the guy that was speaking loudly and championing a lot of great artists that end up becoming superstars. So that gave me kind of like my stripes of what I'm doing. And as I started moving throughout the industry, it was kind of like I was meeting, you know, like I said, my tribe. Like I was meeting, people that will support what I do. And then when I started touring, I got a chance to see like when I started touring on my own, it gave me a chance to see the talent and meet the right people in every city. And, you know, like no matter if it was Chicago or Detroit or Milwaukee or, like I started meeting the next ups from those cities. And that stayed with me, for a long time. And then, as you start getting bigger and bigger artists under your resume and your belt, then it was like, you know, you just got, like I said, you just got to take a chance on it. You got to take a chance
Oh,
on believing, and I believe, like, as long as you got good ears. Uh,
right.
Out to Leonard Brooks, one time he questioned my ears, and I was like, "What?" And but that's my guy. So like we got to push, like as black executives, we got to push each other to be better and support each other in the whole nine. But you know,
Well,
yeah,
speaking
good.
of DJ culture, the DJs have been coming back on these mixtapes. You got Cole just dropped with DJ Clue.
Yeah,
I think DJ Drama got some mixtapes out. Who else dropped? Who else? I think Jid hosted one. Like they DJs is making a comeback. Like, does how excited are you about that when it comes to the music? Because that was your thing.
yeah. It's been going on for like the last couple years, and I feel like it's been rebuilding where artists they don't feel confined to just drop albums. So a lot of them have
Right.
them drop, like to eagerly express themselves and drop, like it went from a lot of people doing collabo projects to now doing like mixtape projects. So I'm excited, man. It gives, a lot of more frequency of good music and dope music to listen to without having the restraints of you know, selling so many units the first week and all of that good stuff. But
Right.
I'm excited about it. Like, I know you probably was listening eagerly to J. Cole and everything. So,
I haven't listened yet. I ain't listened yet. I want to, but I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna listen when I can fully focus. But yeah, I'm
but
gonna listen to it.
I think like a lot of time, like hearing DJ Drama and hearing DJ Holiday, and hearing the guys from the East Coast still do it and put it together, man. I feel like that's a whole essence of how we grew up on the culture and how we consume the music. It was a lot of people that would listen to mixtapes more than they would listen to people's album, and
Right.
so got to get back to the
Okay.
music.
So speaking of that, do you
Mhm.
feel like Jim Jones broke Kid Cudi?
I don't kick Cuddy from the city. Jimmy was one of my first big guys that I messed with. So uh, I know the remix did go crazy in the
Hmm.
club culture, but Kid Cudi definitely had a fan base as well. So
That's the hard question.
Don't use me for clickbait, Mike. I just said,
Nah,
I
I mean,
said,
but you was around, so like a lot.
that's
I see the debate going like crazy, but I know you was around in that time, so like you would know the truth. Like you know if it was broken by Jimmy or if it was Kid Cudi already had his fan base.
nah, Mike. What you won't use me is click. I'm way too polished at this game, bro. Come on.
Nah, so I appreciate the time. Like this, I hope to be able to do this again when you drop your book. Actually, when you going, you have a tour going on too, right?
Yeah, I got an this spring I'm gonna do another Streets Most Wanted tour.
Mhm.
Um, we also got a book tour that's gonna coincide with the spring as well.
Okay.
We Nerve DJ anniversary down in Miami, May 14th through the 17th. I'm at South by Southwest, March 12th through the 15th for the South by Southwest stages, and I'll be uh, in at Rolling Loud with DJ Connect app as well. So it's going to be a busy first half of the year. My company, the Varsity AI, we're doing hackathons at a lot of the universities. So I'm excited about it, man. Like I always think like uh, I'd be like, I always think crazy that I feel it interesting that, like the younger generation still wants to learn from little old me. So, you know, we're still vibrant, we're still doing amazing things. And, like it's gonna be good, man. We're gonna have some fun this year and I think you'll be happy to be associated with all the great things.
Man, it's dope. And then, where can people listen to the Big Heff radio show?
Big Heff Radio Show on Fridays at 7 o'clock on WOVU. That's called Big Heff's A&R list. Every Thursday from 7 to 9 on WNRV 108.1. That's Nerve DJs Radio. I'm syndicated in 13 different markets on the radio side. Uh, Columbus, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Florida, Chicago, Detroit, um, Oklahoma City, and then I also have a podcast called Big Heff's House that's airing on Revolt Podcast Network. And then I also have Heff's Corner that's a weekly roundup that I do, like an info I do on Your Info Daily.
All right. So what don't you do?
Like I'm these are all things that's just I'm affiliated with and it's like I'm a part of, but it's a part of like my everyday life, which means
Yeah.
like I'm not going outside of the box. So like I'm working on a new movie. I have a television show that's I feel like I'm just plugging away at this point. Television show that's on Channel 21 Spectrum in Cleveland. It airs every Friday at 6 o'clock. And I'm using these platforms as well to provide opportunities for the next generation. So like I'm really trying to talk what I live or live what I talk and
Mhm.
provide opportunities and platforms so the next generation can get an opportunity and earn their stripes as they go further in their career.
That's what's up. And the DJ Connect app. Where can people get this app at?
Any app stores on Android and iPhones and Apple, man, DJ Connect Pro, uh, they named a guy named Big Heff the president of DJ Connect Pro last year, and it's really just a culture curator where it's an influencer app, so it can help you build your story, help you build your discovery as you're kickstarting your career off. So it's great for independent artists, and it's great for regionally and nationally known artists as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. So shout out to that. Shout out to the Nerve DJs.
Yeah,
Shout out to everybody that's been a part of the Big Heff Show. Suge, Vanity, everybody.
yeah,
No, this
super,
is a dope experience. Like I
super.
truly appreciate you taking time.
Don't forget to include Super Engineer Mike in there in the comment.
Yeah, I'm Soup's Kitchen now.
Super engineer Mike. Soup engineer allowed for it to be a Soup's kitchen.
That's facts. Like, yeah, I forgot y'all gave me that name. Like, I forgot about that. Yeah, y'all gave me that. So I don't know. The next time I'm gonna make some harder questions, but I didn't want it to be like, I don't know. I'm already nervous. Like, I hate doing this type of stuff.
Oh, we good, bro. Like the main thing I like to say is that we trying to build up like the ecosystem for Ohio music, right?
Okay.
So from the movie studios to the music studios to creating opportunities where our engineers, our artists don't have to leave home. You know what I'm saying? So if it's
Right.
fashion, if anything within that wheelhouse, we want to try to create an economy where the people can stay in Ohio and they can make a living being in Ohio. Like,
Right.
like look at Nashville, I look at LA, I look at Atlanta and Miami and New York, and
Mhm.
business of the entertainment industry thrives there. So we want to kind of create that in the Midwest. We have a lot of opportunities in tech, and like I want to create that synergy where even in the tech space, it allows for our creators and our artists to be a part of what they're doing and thriving in that as well. So that's kind of like my mission for 2026. And I definitely have a lot of surprises. I think I'm going to do another Big Heff industry weekend,
Okay.
which will combine all the stuff that we're talking about right now. And like we want to keep the culture. We got to keep the culture thriving. So we definitely need Soup's Kitchen and all of these different outlets to be a part of it because I feel like we need more media outlets and to go get my book for the record playbook.
Go get the book. It's on Amazon too, right?
On Amazon, so it's
Okay.
it's definitely like I'm definitely trying to put out a lot of information on sustainability, how artists
Mhm.
make money, how they can monetize, uh, doing licensing deals with like some of these movie companies and all of that good stuff. So like that's just been my mission lately, and having conversations about it, and and I appreciate the opportunity. I thought you was gonna ask me some like what was the first record I listened to ever that made me like hip hop.
Oh, it was coming. It was coming. But I also like that was asked to you before. Like, I remember that was asked to you years ago.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
So I was there for like I was there for some of those days. I was like, I'm trying to do something different.
Good man, I'm having fun. Like I feel blessed to still be a part of it, and then I feel blessed to watch a lot of the situations that I've been a part of grow up and grow, out of the city. So I'm happy about that. So you know,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
yeah, for sure. So I
But
appreciate. We'll talk hip hop and facts on the next Soup's Kitchen
oh yeah,
featuring.
for sure. For sure. And I think the next one I'm gonna have you and Shug on the next one.
Okay,
So yeah. So
we
then we
we
can really talk.
we are tough. Feel me?
So I truly appreciate you stopping through, man. Like, this is such a blessing and opportunity for me.
Yeah,
Um, thank you so much. Thank you for taking this time out. Thank you for answering the questions truthfully. And just thank you for supporting this.
yeah, I got you. I feel you. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Sure.